Good afternoon, Vipers. These are the updates for the week of August 23rd to August 30th. So first reminder is that parents and students, be sure to be checking your students' attendance and grades through Student View or Parent View. This is a web-based program, and this is what we use for our student information system. There's also a Parent View app that is available, but through this program, you'll be able to see up-to-date info regarding your students' attendance and grades. So speaking of grades, let's go through and talk about how does the grade book work this year in Parent View. So at Verrado High School, all of our classes are doing standards-based grading. And with standards-based grading, you have a couple different new views in the gradebook on your parent view side. So let's go through and walk through what they mean and how you can access them. The first thing you need to keep in mind is that when you are in parent view, you're going to see two views once you're in the gradebook for your student. You're going to see standards view, you're going to see assignment view. These are two different things. Standards view allows you to see the student's live grade. So whenever you want to see how the grade is being calculated or how your student is doing on specific assignments, you want standard view. Okay, so you need to click on standards view, and with that, you'll get a view like this that'll have all of the standards that have been assessed so far this semester. Okay. Once you are in standards view, any type of standard that is in there will be listed, and each of the standards will get their own score. All right. We are using most recent evidence to determine the score for each of these objectives. And so in this particular class, you will see that there are 9 different objectives that have already been assessed, and these are the grade marks, the most recent grade marks for those particular objectives. All right. When you click on the blue, when you click on the standard, what you'll do is you'll be able to see these are all the assignments that go along with the assessment. So you'll either see a view like what we saw on this last screen, where you have all of the objectives and then what the current score is for each objective, or you can click to expand the objective so you can see what is the assignment that has been used as the assessment for that particular objective. So in this example, standard 1A, you click on this, there has been a unit 1 and 2 assessment, and the student got a 4. 4 is the highest mark. We are using a 1 through 4 proficiency scale. Teachers will be using whole numbers and half numbers to determine the student's proficiency, and so those will be the marks that you will see in the gradebook. So a mark of 4 is a perfect score. The student did very well on objective 1, point A. All right. So then how does the final grade get calculated? Because as you see in this example, the student has a 97%. All of these objectives carry equal weight. So right now, the gradebook is essentially divided into 9 parts. You get a student has a 4 for 1A, a 4 for 1B, a 2 for 1C, 4s all the way through. If you take these numbers, add them together, divide by 9, you're going to get a 3.7. A 3.7 is going to calculate to be a 97%. So that is how the final grade is calculated. Each of the objectives are going to carry equal weight. Each of the objectives will be scored on a 1 through 4 scale using most recent evidence as the means of calculating that final grade. So if a student had a 4 on August 7th, and then on the next week on the assessment on August 14th, let's say if they got a 3, the 3 is the mark that carries the weight for the entire objective. And this is how the letter grade is broken down by synergy. Anything that in that final average between a 3.2 and a 4, that's going to be an A. Anything from a 1 to a 1.69 is going to be a D, and then so on and so forth. But you will get the synergy will calculate a final score. It will compute that then into a percentage, and that's where the percentage comes from. Okay, so that's standards view. If you click on assignment view is going to show you these are the tasks that have been for practice or for feedback only. Anything in assignment view is not going to be for a grade, and it is not going to factor into the final grade. Standards view is the live, real deal assignments, points, and everything that computes the final grade. But if you click in assignment view, you'll get a list of these are all the tasks that this teacher has had the students complete, and you will be able to get some feedback. So assignment view will be used to see if your student is doing practice, if they've turned in compliance tasks like submitting a syllabus. But again, assignment view, this is only for feedback purposes. Everything in assignment view does not factor into that final grade. All right, as you're going through and you're looking at your students' grades, if you see a mark of an IW or an IS, that means your student currently has an incomplete on that assignment. All right, an incomplete does not carry, it's a placeholder mark at this time. It does not carry any positive or negative weight, but what an incomplete does is it denotes whether the student did not, the reason why the student did or did not complete an assignment. Okay, if a student has 30% of their total assignments as being an incomplete, what happens then is that when we go to our marking period or a progress period, if a student has 30% or more of incompletes, that means the overall grade will then become an incomplete. Students with an incomplete at marking periods will not be eligible for athletics or activities. And should a student finish with an incomplete at the end of the semester, that incomplete will eventually turn into an F. So parents, students, as you're going through and scores are being input, if you see an IW or an IS, that is a mark of an incomplete. While it's not impacting the grade negatively at this time, much like a zero would have done in years past, what it is a mark to remind students you need to submit something for assessment. Otherwise, you will eventually have an incomplete for the entire course, which will keep you from participating in athletics or activities and will eventually become an F. If you have questions regarding incompletes, scores, or assignments that you see in the gradebook, please reach out to your student's teacher as they can go through and provide the most up-to-date information regarding the assessments that are taking place in their courses. Okay, reminder number 2, the next round of fall sports are tentatively set to start this week. We kicked off last week with golf, boys and girls, and also cheer and pom tryouts. This week, we have another 2 more sports that are starting up. But just remember, anybody who is interested in participating in sports must get their physical and complete their Register My Athlete. If you have any questions regarding Register My Athlete, please reach out to our administrative assistant in athletics, Ms. Liz Vasquez, and she can answer any of your questions. Sports beginning our second wave of openings this week. Cross country will begin tomorrow on the 24th, and swim and dive will also begin tomorrow. So right now we'll have 4 sports up and running at this time as sports are being phased in by the AIA. And again, golf, cheer, pom, cross country, and swim and dive are all up and running as of tomorrow. And then each week we'll bring on another round of fall sports. Couple events updates. We are working right now. We've had a few people reach out regarding school pictures and senior pictures. We're working with Grads Photography, our current photographer this year, to get some information to put an event together. So stay tuned. We will have information regarding school pictures and senior pictures out shortly. And then another reminder that CCV in Verrado is hosting a blood drive at their CCV campus on August 31st. It's from 8 to noon, and again, the blood drive is at CCV at Verrado. And then final reminders, just a reminder again that we are still in our remote learning phase of the school year. We have not begun our transition to the hybrid phase, but we are providing safe learning spaces for students if a student needs a quiet place to work on our campus. So if you have questions regarding the safe learning space, please feel free to reach out to me. If you would like to request information or if you'd like to request a seat for a safe learning space for this coming week, please send Mr. Showman, myself, an email, and then we can work towards getting your student a space to work where they could continue their remote learning, but they would have a seat in one of our classrooms and they would be able to access our Verrado Wi-Fi. So those are all the updates for this week. We're 3 weeks down. We're heading into the final full week of August, so it's crazy to think that September is just around the corner. But everybody keep working hard. You're doing a great job. Please let us know if you have any questions. So that's all for today. Let's make it a great week, Vipers. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay connected, and please let us know if you need anything. Have a great day. One Verrado.